The discipline plan. For me, I started realizing that's the adult plan. So here's what I mean by this. I promise you, right, that when you got hired as an assistant principal primarily, your first job is usually around books, butts, and buses, right? And so here's what I know. One of your major responsibilities is going to be campus discipline, right? So here's what happens when you get hired at the board meeting and they say, bam, so-and-so, congratulations, your first assistant principal job, right? I promise you, once your staff finds out who's their new AP is, I promise you, nobody says, God, I hope our new assistant principal cares about kids. That's not what they're saying. What are they saying? I hope that what? They can discipline. So let me just tell you right now, you're in trouble. Because I'm going to tell you what's happening. They don't need you to care about kids. They need you to discipline kids. So I'm going to tell you right now, you're set up to fail. So here I was at White. I knew I was a new sheriff in town, right? And all the adults were watching me. Let's see this guy. All right, he got a bald head coach, old coach with a goatee. Let's see what he can do, right? And so everybody's watching you. And if you don't know you're being watched, whoo, man, you need to see people around you. So the first couple weeks of school, oh man, I brought the big hammer. Hey, get out of that hallway. What are you doing? Take that hat off. I don't care what happened before that White. They ain't happening today, right? Give me that, this, that. And they were like, we got a good one. We got a good one. We got a good one, right? So for about first 3 or 4 weeks, man, I am hammering kids. And the teachers are like, man, he is going to be great. And we love him. You know why? Because I work for the adults at this point. I know who's going to keep me employed. That's going to be happy teachers, right? So I want you to imagine now, 4 weeks in, I'm at lunch. Now, I'm in 8th grade right now. I'm 8th grade assistant principal. It's my first year at Ed White. And I'm like, all right. So we have doors and everything else. I got a microphone. I got signs on the door. Watch this. I'm teaching them how we're going to have lunch. It is not going to be organized chaos. You with me on this? And so they're coming in the class. They're coming in the lunch lines. We're doing everything. And we're still learning. This is middle school kids, right? We're still learning. Now, I happen to be on the other side of the cafeteria. So I'm over here in this corner, and I got a microphone. There's 300 whatever kids in the cafeteria, lots of tables. It's a pretty good-sized cafeteria. And back there in the corner where Katina's at, there was a young man. He was all the way diagonal across the cafeteria. And I had a microphone, and I redirected traffic, like, hey, come in this door. Hey, do this. And then there was a young man, and I redirected him. Now, first time you redirect, you're not bad, right? Oh, hey, young man, can you blah, 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 right? Turn around a few minutes later, second time, right? Hey, yes, sir, can you blah, 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 right? Now you turn around, third time, I'm a baseball coach. You with me on this? Third time, I'm like, what did you not understand about what I said the first 2 times? Now, I know we're not supposed to call out kids, right? But listen, you push one of the defiant, disobedient, or disrespect buttons, it's coming out, right? So I'm across, and everybody in the cafeteria just kind of goes, right? And then you hear it, F you. I vaguely caught, let's see how good y'all are at. I vaguely caught the F you with me on this? But it is middle school kids. So immediately after he said it, can you show me what the whole cafeteria did? Oh, I see y'all. Oh, y'all too? Oh, y'all want to play too, huh? Oh, no, y'all ain't gonna ooh me. Oh, no. Oh, y'all ooh me? That's good. No. So listen, what is the shortest distance between 2 points? I'm gonna jump up on the table. Bam! I'm up on the cafeteria table. Now you got this guy's in this 40 and I'm trying to keep eye contact with him. So I'm like, woof, woof, woof. And the kids are like, and I'm stepping over trays, right? And I'm doing this stuff right here. And I'm trying to get this kid to know, right? And the kids are like, you can't be up there. Sit down and shut up, right? And I'm just, woo, woo. And when I jumped off that table, man, I bet you, you know what they did then? Dang! I tried to tell you ain't ever met anyone like me, right? And then I rang him up. What'd you say? And then suspended him for 3 days. And then walked back in the cafeteria. Everybody was just sitting there eating. It was real quiet. Now, we finished lunch. And at the end of lunch, right, We're leaving, and there's about 4 boys, and lunch went well after that. When you walk across the cafeteria table, it goes well. Now, we have this expression in middle school called "don't go 13." It's called "don't go 13." That was me going 13, right? And if you haven't picked that up, 13 means when a kid goes, "What?" and I go, "What?" That's 13 right there. You're going, how many of you go 13? See, that was one of my most embarrassing 13 moments, right? I went 13 years old across the cafeteria table. Now, here's the deal. Now I got like 4 kids in the cafeteria. We're leaving, and they said, "Hey, Mr. Curtis, you want some help?" Now I looked around the cafeteria, and I thought like picking up trash, because you know you get some brown noses and be like, "Oh, can we help you?" No, I was like, I turned around and said, "You know what? It looks pretty good. I think we're good." And then I took 2 steps, and he goes, "No, you want some help?" Oh, I turned around. That's what I said. "Oh, you gonna offer me some help, huh?" Like today, like it looked like it went pretty well to me, right? And he shrugged his shoulder. He was kind of dragging his tray along as we walked. And he said, "Look, if you ask me, I think you're too busy disciplining us. You don't even know us." I turned around defensive if I could. "What do you mean I don't know y'all, right?" He said, "Mr. Curtis, don't you live in Church Cibolo?" They know where I live. He said, listen to what he said. "Isn't that money?" He said, "Isn't that your big truck out there?" They know what I drive, right? And then he said, "Do you know where the Glen is?" The Glen describes the hoodest part of our neighborhood, right? And he said, you know where the Glen is? You been in the Glen? You should come hang out with us in the Glen, Mr. Curtis. In fact, bring that truck to the Glen, Mr. Curtis. He said, "Mr. Curtis, when you gonna figure it out? You don't know nothing about us. You get in your truck every day and you drive back home. If you asking me, I get to know us before you discipline us." He threw his tray and walked off. You know, the carrot plan is a kid plan. And what I would tell you that day, I got humbled by a 13-year-old. And I stood there in the cafeteria all by myself. And it hit me. He's right. I came into this school knowing I was a hammer, and I just needed to be a bigger, badder hammer because I needed to support the adult plan.